Hi there, hope you're all doing okay. I am doing fine. I want to give you an inspiring story and I have an amazing guest. And today we're going to hear great stuff. She's going to share with us her journey of how she came to Germany, how she manages to balance career, family, and hobbies. I hope it inspires you. I am Leah Mugure, and this is the Tales of Jambo. Hi Leah, wonderful to see you today. I'm really grateful that you made time for us today, and I'm looking forward for us inspiring other people with your story. So why don't you tell the viewers who you are?
So first of all, thank you so much for having me here. I'm so glad. This is something you wanted to do a long time ago, and the moment has come. My name is Leah Dittman. I live in Vistit. I'm married, and I have 2 sons.
So I heard you speak 7 languages. Now today I want to test you. Why don't you say exactly what you've said now in French?
Je m'appelle Léa, j'habite à Vistit, je suis mariée et j'ai 2 enfants.
Wow. Amazing. That is really great. I admire people who can speak like different languages, different cultures, you know. Anyway, so I really want to know about your career journey here in Germany, how it started and what you do and what inspired you to do what you're doing. Because I understand aside from having a career, you do fashion, you do catering, and you still have a family. I mean, that is really, it's not really an easy job. And for you to do all that, to put all that in the same basket is just amazing. So first of all, tell us more about like what you do, and then what inspired you to start this, you know, these small things you do on the side.
Okay, let me see where I start. I've been in Germany for about 15 years now.
Yeah.
I hope 15 years. And first of all, I would like to thank God because He's the one who gives me the strength to do everything that I'm doing at the moment. Whatever I do, I would say the very first thing that makes me strong is God. How I started this journey is, let's start with fashion because it came before the food. It was in 2014 when I went to Kenya for Christmas holidays. And I happened to be walking along the streets of Nairobi. In the evening, it was cold. And I bought myself a jumper. You know how they say it in Kenya, like beba beba, take, it's cheap. So I got something warm for myself. It looked good. It had an African print on it. And just to only discover the next day that it wasn't so well done. Although I didn't look at that, what wasn't so well done, but the creativity in it, because there was something about it. The guy took an old hoodie, got an African garment, patched on it, and sold it, and I bought it. Anybody could be mad and say, oh, he sold me nothing good, but I looked at it and thought, what could I do better on this? And that's how I came up with the Jambo Swagg. When I came back to Germany, then we had an au pair from Zimbabwe called Anissa. She's been part of my journey. And I told her about the jumper, and I told her I have an idea. I'm going to look for second-hand clothes. My boys were so mad because every second pulley was destroyed. Because I had to try and see that what I saw, if I could be. So before I got to buy stuff, I first tried with our own stuff, and I realized it's working. So I used to look for cheap stuff. I don't work with expensive clothes. Actually, this I can tell you at the end, that's what I'm planning to do. I look for things that have no more value, to bring back value to them.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's really amazing.
And I started, I still have my first jumper that I did, the first hoodie that I did for my small son. It wasn't well done because I couldn't sew.
Yeah.
Here comes somebody who sees something.
Okay, you couldn't sew at all. Okay.
Not at all. My mother-in-law died 2 years ago, and I used to admire what she used to do because she did my wedding garment. And I couldn't sew, but I thought I could. So I took YouTube, I started looking how do you thread. I got my first machine on eBay. It was, I think,
Wait, you just did it by just looking at videos on YouTube and you taught yourself?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, my husband is a witness and God above. So I got my first machine for 30 euros and I thought it's slow. So I got the next one, that was a bit complex, and I thought I need to do more designs. I got even a more complex one. But what I did, I remember my first new pulley, I went to Primark. They are not expensive, but I like their stuff. You can never regret. Of course, if you're somebody who wants something with a big name, that's not the right shop to go. But when you get our stuff, like that's what I do. Primark has no name anymore. Here comes African, very loud. That's what we love, the colors that we love. So I got my first hoodie, I did it, and I thought I could sell it. I got it, I think, for €9.19, let's say 10 euros, and I thought for 25 euros. The garment, you get like 6 yards for 10 euros, and I thought with 6 yards, you can do like 20 pulleys. So I thought, why don't you start? And that's how I started Jambo Swagg.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, she's a very successful fashion designer, by the way. What I'm wearing has been made by her. She presents her stuff on various fashion shows, various events, and we're going to know more about that. Yeah, so tell me about the catering and the cooking. I mean,
the cooking is a very funny part because many can cook. Actually, we can almost all cook. But here comes the question when you have to cook for 20, 30, 40. At the moment, I have a capacity of 500 people.
Wow.
Yes. I remember when I was leaving Kenya at the airport, my younger sister said to me, her name is Zipporah, I quote, "Sa unaenda Germany, nani atakuwa anatupikia Christmas? So Leah, you're now leaving for Germany, who will be cooking for us during Christmas?" And I was like, oh, they loved my food. They never told me this when I was in Kenya, and now I'm leaving. And here comes somebody who says, who will be cooking? And I thought, in the plane, I was like, so who will cook for them? Because I came to Kenya, I remember it was in the month of October. So Christmas was just around the corner.
Yeah.
But I thought they'll sort themselves. They'll get someone for chapati, mokimo, you know, the Kenyan food that we eat during Christmas. And I got here, I used to cook for fun. And I remember my first event was an year after I arrived here. It was for a lady that I cleaned for. This I'll tell you, just that you know how my life went. And she told me, Leah, we have a house in Mombasa, and we spend half of our holidays in Kenya, half in Germany. I'm having guests, and I would like them to eat that what we eat when we're in Kenya. And I thought, okay, so how do I cook? And I thought, what are the, you know, I told her, what do you like? She said, I want samosa, I want pilau, chapati, of course. And I was like, oh, chapati, I'm not so good, because then my chapatis were really dry. You know, chapati is not easy to make. And I thought, if she's really believed in me, then I got to do it. She had 25 guests. And I planned myself. I wasn't driving then. I had a pink old bike that I'd even learned to ride.
Here in Germany.
Yes. And I went to her place, we shopped, and then the day came when I had to cook. Everybody was happy. And I think the dream was born there on that day. I have an interview with her on the 3rd of January. And she'd also like me to tell her people how I started. And that's where this began. And I remember 2013, I was asked by the state where we lived if we could cook for like a charity thing to help kids who have cerebral illness. And I thought, why not? I would love to.
That's really amazing.
Yes, and we really got good sales. We did a good job. I did it with a friend of mine called Winnie from Tanzania. And we got money. It was amazing.
Okay. So what's the name of your cooking company?
It's called Jambo African Dishes.
Okay.
Yes.
Jambo African Dishes, Jambo Swagg.
Yes.
That's amazing. So here you are, a mother, a wife, and you turned your hobbies into something that you like, into something that also generates some kind of revenue.
Yes.
And we all know that to be an entrepreneur, it takes a lot of energy, it takes a lot of thought. But then I'm really interested on how you combine all this, because I am sure it's not easy running two businesses and having a family and being a mother at the same time. Not many people would be able to, you know, handle all these things and put them under the same basket stress-free. So just for somebody who's watching us right now and they have something they really want to do, but then they start thinking, oh, I am a mother, oh, I am this, I don't have time. Maybe you can give us steps of how you manage to do all this, because I'm sure it's not easy.
I think what helps me a lot is to prioritize, like what is important, what has to be done first. In this case, the boys come first. So let's assume we have a normal working day that I have to go to work, they have to go to school, they need to eat, and I need to look good, because all this combines, that's what I do. So first, I'll make sure that the boys leave because when they leave for school, they are happy, and then I'm left alone. And I'm like, okay, do I have to do my attire? Because there are times that I do my attires before I go to the office, like this I did this morning. I woke up in the morning, had my time to meditate, went to dashiki room. My sewing room is called dashiki room because I love dashiki a lot. Go to dashiki room and think, okay, what am I going to do? Am I going to start something from scratch? Am I going to just modify what I have? Or I have my garment done? And so once the boys leave, I check out if I need to do something. If I don't have to do, which is very good, that means my time will be like running. Okay, we don't cook in the morning, thanks God. So I would say, to generalize how I get it all done, being a mother, an entrepreneur, this name is really big. I never, I hear it once in a while and I'm like, do I belong there? Because there's a guy even called me from Berlin and said, I'm looking for Kenyan entrepreneurs in Germany. And I thought, so I fall into this category.
Yes, you do.
And I told God, thank you so much, because this is something that I ever wished for. And I would say, first of all, prioritize that what you do. That's what you love doing. A lot of people say, when you never get tired, I don't know. I love what I do. I never feel anything. I never get the weight in it. Because if I can be able to turn something in 10 minutes and it's loved, I think I would first say prioritize, believe in yourself, believe in that what everybody has a dream. It may not come at that time that you want it to be. When I came to Germany, I remember I was an au pair and I had a 3-old month's baby that I had to take care of. That means she has to go out for fresh air. When the mom comes, she wants that she's eaten, she slept. And I remember when I used to take her out for walks, I used to see people driving. Remember, I came in October, so it was cold. Actually, really cold. It's getting warmer. Those days, it was really cold. And I used to think, so those who are driving, they must be having the heaters in the cars. And here I am with this kid. I'm freezing. The gloves are not helping. And I remember I used to walk telling God, I really wish that you'll bless me one day with a car. In Germany, in the wintertime, it gets dark, like from 4, 5 o'clock. So when you walk along the streets, you can be able to see people cooking because the lights are on. People love to display their living rooms. Like when you walk, they don't hide like Kenya, you have curtains everywhere. Here, the more open space you have, the better. So I used to look and think, wow, look at them cooking in the kitchen. Look at the kids. And I used to think, how did they make it? How did they get there? Because you being an au pair, you have your room. Of course, you have access to other rooms, but you have this one room that you call my room. Yours, and I really wished for this kind of thing. And I think that was a dream that was born, that I knew this is something that I want to have done, have real one day. And I stuck to that. So
basically believe in yourself. Everybody has something special, and if you don't believe in yourself, it's not going to happen. It has to happen here first before it materializes. So I see you on various events. I see you're always like booked to showcase your fashion. You cater various events. And obviously there is some kind of networking that you do in order to market yourself, because I know that's one of the biggest challenges for somebody who's trying to start up a business. Because without customers, you have nothing. Customers are the most important people. So when you're doing your business, do you have any tips of how somebody can create an audience? Because that's also very challenging. You must have people who accept your product and who are there constantly to support you. So right now you have, your audience is growing and growing and growing. Do you have any tips for our viewers on what they can do, how they can improve customer relations? Are there some things that you do to make this audience grow and make it constant?
Let me first ask you, let's assume there is an event in this room. How would I know when I'm walking outside? If there's no music, maybe let's say you've invited somebody to come and sing. How would I know if you never put like advertisement outside? Or let's assume somebody plays, the people who sing on the streets. Maybe they're having a break. You wouldn't stop because they're seated and they're quiet. But once you hear somebody maybe playing a guitar or the keyboard, you'll think, oh, I can hear something. There is something. Then you stop and watch, listen to. So you first, I would say the very first thing, listen to yourself and ask yourself, do I really want to do this, what I want to do? Because I think the love and the passion brings it out. You can't just wake up and say, I can cook and start selling your food on the streets. Like in Germany, you know, we have a lot of rules.
Yes, you can't.
But I must tell everybody out there, it's manageable.
Yeah.
Inquire and know that's what I want to do. Let's assume like food. You'd like to do food because I believe people from all nationals, we have the Cameroonians, we have Ghanaians, Nigerians, the Kenyans, Tanzanians. Everybody has something that they eat in their country that they would like maybe to, you know. They say in Germany, we need to integrate.
Yeah.
But you don't believe they also want to integrate and get to know us.
Yes.
So the first thing is open your heart, get to know them, and let them know that they can know you. Bring them closer to you. So what I did, okay, I'm a funny person. I like talking, I love fun, and I never take any chance for granted, be it in the bus, in the train station, wherever I am. So I think what I first did is I gave food for free.
At the beginning?
Yes.
Okay.
Because when you want to start up something, don't look at the money too much, because you might lose. There are times we go out, I drive 900 kilometers pulling my food truck, go to the north, invest like 4,000 euros and come back with 800 euros. That means I've lost 3,200, of course.
Yeah.
But it doesn't stop me from doing that what I want, because I have a dream, and to get there are things that I'll have to overlook. So what I did first, I gave samosas for free, because they are small, tangible, you can take, dip and eat, and they are loved. Actually, that's our highlight. Samosas, you never go wrong. So I gave a lot of food for free for people to taste, to know when you say you cook, what do you cook? So I began with the samosas, and this started in my company where I worked. I worked for a French company. I don't work there anymore. It's been 3 months now that I'm completely self-employed. And I gave them food for free. They tasted and they loved it. And I thought, okay, now I need to involve the city because we have Finanzamt. You can't get money here and be silent. It would be wrong. Yeah. So I asked, what could I do? My husband is very supportive. He got my back. I asked him, what could I do if I want to, how would I go about it when I want to give food to the public? So we went to the right offices. I asked, of course, they have to counter check some stuff. Are you a criminal? But if you're, yeah, because there's a data bank where everything is stored. Yeah. If you came here and used to do crazy stuff, it's all written. So when they find that you're clean, then you are allowed to do any kind of business. You just have to do your thing right. Yeah. Get the right contacts, go to the right offices, ask them, tell them, I'm from Kenya and I have a passion of this and I would like to do this. What can I do about it? I do clothes. They'll want to know, where do you get your materials? Of course. Are you selling the clothes? All this, there is a procedure. There is, and you'll get help in every office that you require. Just go there, be open. Wow. And I would say I think the very first thing when you come here as a foreigner, I would say concentrate on the language, learn. Because when you go to an office, how do you start telling them of your dream when they can't even understand you? Exactly. The language is really, really important. Yes. Because you cannot present your product if you cannot speak German. Yes. You know, I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, but understandable, that somebody can understand what you're saying. Yeah. That's true. They don't even expect you to speak perfectly, because them too in Kenya wouldn't speak perfect Swahili, but they'll see they'll see that you're trying to speak, and just 1, 2, 3 mistakes because you say that do instead of a Z doesn't make your dream die. Wow. That's amazing. Yes. So basically what you've told us, like at first when you're starting a project, don't look at the profits from the beginning, because you have to convince people to buy your product, and which means you have to make sacrifices from the beginning and invest at the beginning and expect losses. Yes. Yes. And just because you get a loss does not mean now you give up and you don't continue. No. Yeah? No. And also, like you said, go through the right channels, because you want to do everything right. Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to do things underground, because if you're earning money, the authorities have to know. Yes. So basically have it registered, and just like you said, there's help, there's information. Yeah. So we have to look for this information outside. It exists, and it does. Once you follow that, then you're good to go. Okay, tell me about challenges. Have you faced any challenges so far with your projects, with both of your businesses, and how do you overcome these challenges? Challenges, I would first start with the social side, because for me to get where I am right now, maybe that's what they call depression, but I believe in God, so I say this is not depression. This is just something I need to get over. Yeah. First of all, friends. I lost a lot of friends for me to first get where I am, because it came to a time where I thought I need to reconstruct myself. Now that I'm here, now that I say I'm a German citizen, who am I here? Because you need to know who you are. You need to be seen, you need to be heard and accepted. So there's a moment that I had of silence where I had to first go silent. Ni kama undercover boss.
Yeah.
But that wasn't an undercover boss. It was an undercover moment for me, for my family, and that was a challenge for me because I didn't know whom to relate with.
Yeah.
I was going through a change that I didn't understand, but I thank God because today I now know what he meant with me 4 years ago. And I would say the first challenge that I have faced in Germany is to be underestimated. This happens a lot.
Yeah.
That you're just walking along the streets, somebody looks at you and the only thing he thinks, an African woman. That's all this. Actually, I'm writing a book. It's called Black More Than Just a Color.
Wow,
there is,
amazing.
Yes, I am. There is something more to this color. It's not just color. There is something inside, but it's you to bring it out.
Yeah.
So I underwent this underestimation. That's what I'm not. I used to say I can do much more. You know, Philly, you go to a place and you hear, okay, let me start with my company where I worked. Everybody will come in a suit on this day, and I'm like, there is something happening today. I was always prepared. I always wanted to look good in office. So I never had a day where, the bosses, the founders are coming, I need to be. No, I always wanted to look good. So there are those who wear t-shirts to work, and on this particular day, they have their suits on. And I used to wait for the people who are coming in to know, okay, those are the founders, the twins, the brothers who run the whole thing. And I wanted to associate with them, those who are so much respected. I thought this is what I want, that people prepare when I'm coming. This was good. There's a time I was working for Lufthansa, and there's a meeting that was delayed because there's a lady who was still at the airport.
Okay.
Just to find a black lady, she was Cameroonian.
Wow.
Yes, from Paris, with her suitcase. And I told God, let me hope that that's the lady they are all waiting for the meeting to start. And it was like that. And I was like, okay, so we have people who've made it. And I always wanted to interact with people who are
higher.
Exactly. Because they're the people who will pull you.
Pull you up, true. So when people underestimate you, how, obviously it does a lot to somebody mentally.
Yes.
So how do you overcome that to say, I don't care what they think of me, but I can still do this? Because it's easier said than done.
Before I go to my room, close the door and maybe think and get stressed, I first try to work on it at that particular moment. You take your son to the dentist, seated there waiting to be served. Your son brings a book and says, Mommy, can you read it for me? Because the neighbor is reading a story for the son or the daughter. It's in German. Here I am. My German is not so good. What do? I take the book and I start, like it's a German story. But because I can see there's an elephant with some ducks, wherever, I do the story in my head and read it in English, and I already warned them. When we go out, we have to display the best of ourselves. So I read the book. So those who are in the room will think, oh, she's not speaking German, but her English is
good.
You understand? So that's what you can.
You play with your strength.
At that particular moment. Don't wait to go home and think, so what did they think of me when they saw me in that shady look? No, work with it. If you're in the public, you have like 5 Germans, try and speak something they understand. If it doesn't make
sense.
And if it doesn't hurt you, you can even greet them, get to say like hello at that particular moment. It reduces a lot.
Yeah. So deal with it there and then. Don't let it stick in your heart for it to come and haunt you later.
Because you may never see the people again.
That's
but if it's
amazing.
a friend like you and I think, okay, this I didn't like or this is a challenge or whatever, I can call you, maybe Philly, can we meet? I don't like what happened today. But I think with the challenge part of it, I've always tried to display the best. I've learned to give tips. My boys buy stuff, 20 cents left, €1 left. It's for you. You know, do something that will leave a trace for the other Africans. Because when you're bad today, whoever comes after me, they'll think, another African just like the other one. Be that change that you want.
Wow.
You know?
Wow. I have, like I always do with all my guests, I have learned a lot from this, from what you've said. And I think it's quite a lot to think about, that actually it's all in the mind.
Yes, it is.
We're supposed to believe in yourself no matter what it is. If it is your business, like you said, it is you to go outside and sell it. Nobody's going to come and discover you. And just do it in the best way possible, you know. And at this juncture, I'd like you to give our viewers one last words final words of encouragement. I'm sure there's so many people who are like, wow, I want to be like Leah. I want to be somebody who follows my dream. I want to be somebody who's not scared of failures. I want to be somebody like her. And I really, really want them to get inspired from your story because you're an inspirational woman.
Thank you.
I'm really, really glad that we got to do this. So
thank you.
Your final words to our viewers.
So first of all, I would like to say, I have seen people doing hair. They do it all in their closets. You get a client, do her hair, she leaves, get a business card. Don't fear to like pay revenue. Don't fear, because when you fear, you'll always be under. When you're underground, you'll never get to be known. I've seen people who do African clothes out there. Ghanaians, Nigerians, I love the way you dress. It's amazing how you can get a garment and in a day you have an outfit. This is what we call haute couture in France. You know, this is not a tailor, you are a designer. You are out there doing all this stuff on your own. Try to get some help. We have IACA, we have even Arbeitsamt. You can speak it loud and say, I have a dream. You can even go to the bank if you think, okay, I need a sewing machine and I don't have enough money, because they're here to help us. Like, bring your idea. If they can buy that what you want to do, and they're sure that they get their money back, of course, they also get money from this. So you're out there doing stuff that you maybe did in Africa and earned money, came here, went underground and do hair, get 30 euros, and that hair at the main train station in Frankfurt, we pay 200 euros. Why lose 170 euros? The government doesn't take all what you earn. They only take a small percentage, very small, that wouldn't harm you. They're not happy, they see you poor. So try to work right, do your things right, do it openly, seek the right help, and go viral. I mean, when you hide yourself, you know, there is somebody who said to me, you know, Leah, when you are fully self-employed, you're going to be paying a lot of health insurance. Why can't you let the business be registered under your husband's name? And since you're married, he'll cater for everything. And I thought, okay, sounds like a deal, but that means I can't speak to the people like Leah anymore. I have to be under my husband. And this is something that I don't want to be. Of course, I'm under him because I'm a believer. I believe in God. And when God first created Adam, before Eve, he knew why. That's the head of the home. That's what I believe. I've been brought up like that. And he remains to be the man that I look upon to. So I would say, do business cards. Try to display your stuff. Don't fear to grow. Because I realized I cooked like 1-2 years just doing small parties here and there. Can I bring you food? But I thought, what if I did it like, you know, food is moving, fashion, everybody wants to look good. Hair, nails, makeup artists. Just do business cards and do it right. Because when you do it right, people will get to know you. You can't hide yourself when you're doing it right. You only hide when you're doing it wrong. Because, you know, me, I said, why drive Schwarz fan? We're already dark enough. Get out there, let's be the light. Let somebody look and say, wow, I'm this kind of a woman that says, why should people live good? Who are they? The Bible says that he has good plans for me. Where are the plans? And that I'm going to enjoy his goodness in this land of the living. This is the land. I'm Kenyan, but I'm living here, so I'm going to enjoy the goodness here. Because you can't be here and eat something in Kenya right now. You're going to eat it from here. So I'm this person who looks up and says, so these are the houses that are being built. Who are the people living in them? They got 2 legs and 2 hands like me. That means I'm entitled to that. Who are these people driving these big cars? They are people with 2 hands like us. They got eyes like us. So let's stand up, let's do it right, let us shine. It's time to come out of the cage.
Wow. Amazing. Yeah. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Well, obviously now people are wondering, okay, if I want to buy something from Jambo Swagg, if I want to book something from Jambo Dishes, how can they contact you? You have a social media presence? Where can they book you, and what do you have coming up that they can like save the dates in their calendars?
So for the food, I have a website. It's called jambo.african.dishes@eatboo.com. And for the fashion, I must say right here, it's frozen for a while because I'm fully booked for next year. I have events all over. And I don't want to take your garment and keep it for an year like the tailors do some places, you know. We know ourselves, people who do clothes. Is my garment done? Give me a day. The next day you don't pick up the phone. I don't want to do this with your stuff. So for Jambo Swagg, you can check the little things that I have. I may be having that what you see on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, but for the food, I'm viral right now. We're having events after events, like in Kenya they say party after party. This is event after event, yes. And I would like to tell you, don't try to get something new from me. Bring me your old stuff. That's what you have in your closet that you don't like anymore. And tell me, Leah, could you work on this? Give me time and let me change the look that you have first of all. Before you say maybe make me a dress that will take a month or so. Just talk to me shortly and tell me that's what you'd want, and I can check what you have. I can make a partner look for you. About the time we have to speak. This is something that we have to speak one-on-one. How urgent is it? Of course, if you tell me, Leah, my brother is wedding and I just wanted something small on it to pimp it, just to have I'm gonna do it for you. My machine is always in the car. I do it right there where you are. So just get to call me. My number is 0173-403-2274. Leah Dittman. Call me, Google me, ask Philly.
And only professional calls. She's taken, okay?
Yes, I'm married. I'm married to Mr. Dittman.
Oh, Leah, it was so amazing to have you here, to be honest.
So much.
I had so much fun.
Thank you.
And I'm looking forward to more interviews.
Thank you.
And really, I'm looking forward to your development.
Thank you.
And I'm hoping that we meet next year for your new projects, because I'm sure you always have something coming up. You always have something cooking.
You're right.
I am really, really grateful to have had you here. Thank you so much. And I'm sure somebody out there has been inspired today.
Thank you so much. And thank you too for having me. So, Philly, je voudrais te dire merci. Merci beaucoup pour tous, pour cette interview. Je suis très, très contente et je souhaite que je vais te voir à bientôt.
Hey, people are speaking French like they were born in France. Some of us, we only know 3 words. Bonjour, merci beaucoup. Bon appétit. Well, that's amazing. Your French is really great. Like, I can't even hear the accents. I think I should learn French. Anyway, thank you so much. Merci beaucoup. Thank you for this garment. How do I say garment in French? Well, there you have it. I had another inspiring guest with a wonderful journey. Leah has a beautiful story. She has so much determination. She believes in herself, and she's such a very hardworking woman. And the message for today, as I say, please just believe in yourself. Everybody has something special. You have something special, but it will only take you to believe in yourself. Nobody is going to come to do that for you. This is Leah Mugure, and this is the Tales of Jambo.